In this tutorial, I will show you how to delete an individual image from a gallery. We will be deleting the records from the database as well as deleting the main image from S3. So let's get started. Let's go to Sublime. Now, inside my templates in Gallery Single, this is where I am loading the images inside ngRepeat. So let's say we have delete as a text and it will be visible below the image. On clicking on this delete, we should be deleting the image. Let's add some font to it. I will use Font Awesome library to get the delete icon. Inside get started, I should have inside get started, I'll have this link which I'll copy, and then in my masterblade.php, I'll just add it below the loading bar. That's it. And now let's change the markup a bit. I'll have a div tag. Inside that I have a span. Then I'll add the font awesome classes, which is fa trash. Let me confirm. Yes, this is the icon which we are going to use. So this is trash. And let me add delete here. Save and reload. Alright, so we have the icon and the text here, but I need to position here. So I'll write some CSS, rather SCSS, which is inside resources, assets, SAS, app.scss. I'll add my CSS and I'll get back. So this is the CSS. I have gallery image, and then if you see, I have added this class here, gallery image single, which is the main container of individual images, and then I have delete icon, which I have added with position absolute, bottom 30 pixels, display none, and when I hover, it goes to display block. Okay, we hit refresh, the icon is not visible, and on hover, the icon is visible. So yeah, now it's time to add the functionality. Now I am loading the images, but if you see, now I'm loading the gallery details, and inside that I have the image array, but I don't have the file ID. I need that file ID so that I can use that to delete that individual image, right? So what I will do is I'll have to add those in two places. The first place will be file.php, and inside that I have upload thumb and main image. Here at the end, I am returning this array. I will add the new key, which is file underscore ID, and I already have $file. So let's say it's file, I have this file here. So file ID, and so the file.php is done. And next is the gallery.php. This is used to get the single gallery. So here I have to make the change again. I'll come here and add the same key, file underscore ID, and again I have the file object. So I'm loading the file. This is the file object, and so I'll say file ID, same thing. Obviously, this is a problem because it needs a refactor because I'm changing in two places, but I'll do that refactor later. Right now I'm loading the images. Inside the array I have file underscore ID. It's 12 and 13. Okay, so now let's get back, and here Let me format the code a bit first. Span, the div should be here, space. And now, ng click. Let's name the function delete image, right? Yeah, that is good. And we'll pass the ID. And now let's create the function inside our controller. I'll go here, add the file, add the function, delete image. It will be a function. I pass the image ID. Now let's say we create a new data variable where I'll pass image ID, which is going to be the image ID which is coming from the parameter, gallery ID, which I can take from the route params, which is, where is it? Gallery, looking at gallery ID. So yeah, this I will take and paste it here. So we have the data object, and now we can send it to a factory method. Now I have gallery model, so I'll add a new method here. Let's say it's delete single image. Okay, again it's a function. I'll pass data, and it's going to be a post URL. So you know, I'll first say gallery model dot the function name. I'll pass the data object on success function where I get the response. Okay, and so far so good. And we will write the code later. Let's get back to the model. I need to change it to data because I'll get that as parameter. And now it's a post request. So I'll copy paste this part, paste it here. Its a content type is application JSON. I need to change the URL though. Let's say it's going to be delete dash single dash image, but it's post, and we change the data ID will be data dot image ID, which we are passing from controller, and gallery ID will be data dot gallery ID. Okay, so these are the two variables which we are going to pass as post data. Now we come to the routes. Let me clear this up. I don't need this test function anymore, and I'll create a new URL. It's a post URL. Let me see what was the name. I'll just copy it, paste it here. I'll use gallery controller. Let's say the function name will be delete single image. Copy it, gallery controller, open it up, delete image. I'll pass the request object. So we have image ID, which will be request input image ID. So what are we going to do? So I have this transaction block, and then I will first delete the file from the table, remove the entry from the pivot table, right? And last will be remove the actual image from the S3 bucket as well. So let's get started. The first thing is $file equals file find of fail, and I load the file object. Okay, let me import file. Okay, and now I can delete the file. So $file delete. Okay, simple enough. Let's space it out a bit, and then I'll say it's a DB query. So DB table gallery underscore images. import that as well, right? All am I doing is in just importing so that the use statements are here. It's a module which I have installed anyway. So yeah, the where query will be where file id is what we receive, and then once that is there, do a delete. All right, so this part is done. Now here's the tricky thing: the images which I'm saving are actual URLs and not the file name. So I need to pull up the file name from the URL. The file name, but anyways, um, let's see. I will need to first do a string replace. So let's say I have dollar file name equals string replace function. I'll search for the S3 URL which is inside my environment variable S3 URL. I'll replace that with empty string, and then the actual string which is file.filepath. So with that, file name will have just the you know gallery underscore id, then the main and the file name. The entire bucket URL is stripped off. Now once that is done, we will explode the string on slash, so we get an array. I'll say explode, the delimiter is slash, and I'll explode the string file name. So we'll get an array obviously, and once that is done, let's say my main image URL or the main image name is the string which is gallery underscore id. Let's get the gallery id. It's request input. What was it? Gallery id, right? I'll change it to double quote so that I can use the braces. So it's gallery id, the variable slash will be main slash, and then I can do the file name. Sorry, file name. Now the file name will be on the last part of the array, right? So count file name and -1 because obviously the array starts from 0. So yeah, that's it. And then the three parts, which is medium, and this is thumb. Change the image variables as well. And so yeah, once these three are ready, let's create the S3 instance. $S3 equals storage disk. It's S3, and then import storage. Okay, I already have it. Then I'll say $S3 delete. First it's the main image, then I'll do medium, and last is the thumb. It's time to test. Let's refresh. Okay, there's something in the routes file. I think I missed the semicolon. Yeah, I guess you have seen that already. So yeah, refresh, delete. Let's I'm thinking of consoling the ID just to be sure. So let's go back. Script ready. Hit refresh. On click. Yeah. Okay, so the delete image says undefined. this gives me a 404, which means there's something wrong in the HTML template. Let's quickly check it out. Yeah, I think problem is I have value.id, and in the array I'm taking file underscore id, so that's a mistake at my end. Okay, hit refresh. Now things should be fine. Click. I'm getting the id, so that's correct. And it's processing, it's taking time, which means that it should work now. Okay, so that's done. And now if I hit refresh, the image is gone, right? And let's check the S3 bucket. I have gallery 2. In that main I have one image, right? Medium, I have one image, which means it's working. But let's make sure it's no by trying again. So I upload the image uploaded, add it to the view. For now, let's hit refresh again before checking. Okay, I have two images. Yeah, refresh, delete, and now you can see there's only one image. So yep, our code is working. In the medium folder, again there is one image, and same goes with the thumb folder. Yeah, and if we refresh, we have only one image. All right. So we have 12 and then 15, which means two images were deleted. Same goes with the pivot table. Two entries were deleted, and then we have 15. So now the next thing is I'm adding the image, but on delete, I should also remove it instantly from the view, right? So let's go to a gallery controller, and where is it? This is where it should get updated, right? So I have the show method, which I'll use, and I'll say return this.show, and I'll pass the gallery ID. So what will happen is I'm basically returning the entire data again so that I can set it on my scope. Let me pass it to response instead of just a return. So it's a 200. I go to the JS file, and what is the scope variable? Let me see. It's scope single gallery, right? Looking at the gallery. So yeah, I can take this entire line and just paste it here, and I'll then do a scope dot dollar apply. I think I'll need that. Now let's just for now refresh again. Let's upload an image, the same one again, and this time let's try and delete this one. Delete 15. Okay, so there's some error with the dollar apply, I think. Yeah, let me check back here. I think yeah, it's the dollar apply which may not be required, so I'll just remove it, save, try it once more, load the image again. Let's upload one more. So I have two images. Yep, both are added. Now time to delete. I'll say this image is not required. 12th ID gone, and then I'll say, oh, I don't require this one as well, which is 18th. So yeah, done. So basically now the images are getting deleted, and I'm getting the final view because the response is applied to the scope. So yeah, that's about it. Many of the users have asked me a question that, how do we delete individual images in the gallery. And so, all of you out there, this tutorial is for you, where I've shown you how to delete the individual images, the actual file, as well as from the database entry. That's about it, guys. If you like this video, do share it on the social networking sites, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.